I'm Shankaran. The AI transformation for an organization is still, the lessons are being learned. Okay? So a lot of people, a lot of organizations have adapted to this particular roadmap, okay, the AI roadmap, and the transformation is actually happening. Though we are doing a due diligence and we are taking a due care to ensure that step by step we are carefully taking it, but sometimes there are mistakes that actually happen. Okay, they're not committed actually, but we have we do a clear due diligence, have a brainstorming session, okay, and we adopt to it. But in spite of all that, okay, we are learning the lessons every day. That's what has actually happened between the Bank of America, BOFA, and Nvidia. Okay, the AI transformation, okay, the AI adoption, okay, by BOFA with Nvidia, okay, there's a case study, okay, for the people to learn the lesson. Okay, let me share the presentation with you. Good. So what actually happened? The internal mails from late 2025 revealed Bank of America experienced significant challenges in adopting to Nvidia AI factory, okay, as enterprise software and hardware. Now they said, okay, we want the car mechanics to run the car, etc. Okay. Now Nvidia, okay, is a pioneer, okay, in the AI chip manufacturing and AI software, etc. And BOFA is a huge organization, have been running the business for so many years. If their adaptation of AI, okay, is becoming a case study, okay, for people to learn, okay, from what has been missed, okay, that actually means that, okay, this adaptation of the maturity in adopting to an artificial intelligence, okay, is still a long way to go. Okay, now there are things that were mentioned at the macro level. There are things, okay, that needs to be dealt in a deep dive way, etc. And it requires a skill, okay, for us to understand something. If I have to watch a movie in a different language, then I have to understand that language. Otherwise, I'll be looking at the subtitles to understand the story, which sometimes is in line with the storyline. Sometimes it is not in line with the dialogue actually delivered the part of the screen. So this gap will definitely be there. Okay, now what actually happened? These are the phases. Okay, the certified AI officer training from us. It has got, it's a huge 1 day session as a part of CIO on AI roadmap. There are 6 phases: strategic alignment, infrastructure and data foundation, model development, pilot, and integration and MLOps, governance enablement, and scaling and optimization. Okay, in the phase 1 itself, okay, we need to do what is called the gap analysis. Okay, what is that we have and what is that we don't have? In the chief AI officer will always look into the 3 options. One is buy, build, and partner, or you build it. Build is the first step. Okay, if you have resources who can build it for you, go for a building. Go for building the AI application or AI product. If it's going to be a buy, okay, buy a commercial off-the-shelf software, buy it from the market. Third one is partnering. Okay, so the Bank of America and Nvidia is actually the partnering. Okay, now this is a classic case of partnering with a big organization or any organization wherein there are lessons actually learned for us. Okay, now key adaptation problems. Lack of in-house MLOps and skills. Nvidia executives noted Bank of America struggling with machine learning operation skill required to put AI model into the production. This could be unique to their particular model. Okay, in fact, the company with a rich experience and a lot of money, financial, capital, okay, might not be struggling to find a resource, okay, to do an MLOps. But with respect to the model, okay, which Nvidia has got, there could be a gap. Okay, and because these guys would have been extremely good, okay, for a normal commercial model, but when it comes to specific model from the Nvidia, they could find a problem. Okay, so usually what happens is the organization, okay, who is going to supply the application, they will also configure the application and make it run for some time, okay, and then see if there's steady phase, and then they back off. Okay, not sure whether in this particular case between Bank of America, Nvidia, this has happened. Formula One complexity. The bank reportedly linked Nvidia AI factory to Formula One car race and told Nvidia, you have to help us as a local car mechanics drive the car race. Okay, so you don't just give us the application, but help somebody to drive that application. I'm not sure whether this has been a part of the contract. Most of the organization does it. You buy a product and you say that I want your support for a year or more. Okay, so that and there is a KT at the last stage, and then they become the internal organization become the team becomes the front seat, and the guys who have been driving the car, the Formula One, will take a back seat, and then they get down, and the car is driven by the new driver. Okay, I'm not sure whether this has been discussed as part of it. This could also be one of the methodologies for the organization to adopt. Institutional inertia. While buying the GPU is a budgetary decision, deploying them requires a massive change in the existing workflow, software, and governance, which proved difficult for a large and regulated entity. Bank of America comes under the BFSI. There are a lot of healthcare could be a problematic. Okay, these are all highly regulated industries or verticals. Adopting to a change might not happen easily. Okay, so governed by the DPDP or governed by the GDPR, CCPA. We don't know the other struggles. Infrastructure was the implementation gap. Issue was not with the hardware itself, but the lack of accompanying software solution to help the bank to maximize the AI factory setup. Okay, so the hardware, obviously, and even the software which is supporting the hardware shouldn't have a problem because the hardware and the software is from the same organization, Nvidia. Okay, but the adaptation, okay, could have been a problematic. So we need to find whether, it's like in marriage, right? You're marrying a girl, marrying a boy. You need to find out whether they will fit for the family. Okay, that's what we actually decide. So this acquisitions or mergers or even buying the software is on the same way. Okay, so it looks so beautiful. Okay, to say that I have an Nvidia AI factory, but whether you can use it or not is what the other question is. Okay, now BOFA can definitely use it, but there's a gap that needs to be addressed. Contextual factors, regulatory environment, BFSI domain. Okay, adaptation cannot happen that easily because of BOFA. You got GLBI. Okay, SOX. Okay, then you got the CCPI. Okay, so there should be SOC 2, SOC 1. Okay, complaints as well. Okay, so all these things will ensure that the implementation is not that easy. Broader industry challenges, similar hurdles with other organizations also. The healthcare will also face the same thing. Okay, shift in the focus. Despite these struggles, Bank of America continued to go with Nvidia. Okay, like viewing 2026 as just a midpoint of 10-year AI adaptation cycle. Okay, now you have started to adopt it. Okay, like you have just formed the family. Okay, because of one single problem, you cannot say that okay, we'll seek a divorce case. No, we'll file a divorce. No, so we need to travel together. So 10 years is what the AI adaptation cycle. Okay, there's a midpoint means by 2031. Okay, so they will check whether the marriage is successful or not. Okay, I wish them a good luck, but the problems are there everywhere. Okay, so we need to keep on learning the lesson. You learn your lesson and you fix yourself. Okay, that's the best way of actually doing it. We'll ensure that others keep on learning the lesson that we have actually trying to create. Okay, that means less number of problems going forward is what should be there. Okay, so this actually brings us to a very critical point. Okay, in the AI adaptation roadmap for a chief AI officer. We need to see buying a hardware or software is just a financial part of it, but whether we are able to use it or not. Do we have the resources and the right skill to use this application or not, and take us handhold us for the AI journey is a big question mark. Due diligence first as a part of the phase one of AI roadmap implementation, and then take the call. Okay. Cheers, and thanks us for certified AI officer, which is our flagship AI security, AI governance, AI risk officer training. Okay, we are there to support you with all the case studies across the world. Okay, to give you the best of the training in line with what you are undergoing. Okay, thank you very much. This is Subramaniam Shankar. Mail us on training@itriplus.org.uk if you want to join us for any of the training. Cheers, then. Bye bye.